Are you ready?
Ready for what?
Ready for what?
Ready for anything.
Ready for anything. Well, mom has all kinds of health issues. Okay, no, seriously. Seriously.
Hey, seriously, shut up.
If you hear my voice, clap once.
Oh, no. Yeah,
If you hear my voice, touch your hands.
That's what they do in my school. They clap like that, and the kids.
We hear you, teacher. 1, 2.
Level
What's
0.
It like? 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. 1, 2. All right, I'm really going to keep it informal because I'm not a formal person, but thanks for coming. Yay. We get stuff to work on. That's exciting. But I talked to Ophi. We've been mentioning this for like a year or two, that small events, intimate events, bonding and community and all that is what probably has kept us as coaches for all the years that we've been coaches. And so we are, for those of you who are new and not coaches, we are part of a really huge, successful Beachbody coaching team. And the events are amazing and awesome, but they're big. And sometimes we miss out on some of the connections and the personal relationships that are built that I feel in my story that I'm going to share here in a second is what made me want to do this thing. And so we've been working out here and we've been doing all that, and I love that, and I feel like it's what keeps me going and what keeps me inspired, and I can't imagine life without it. So anyway, I'm kind of formal because I did make a thing, but like I want this to be super informal because you don't need to have a thing to do the thing.
I'm so glad you did that.
Yeah, I did the thing. I don't have a thing. Yeah. So anyway, so I joined. I'm just going to share my story and kind of what I want, and there's a few others that are going to share their story today. Because even if we're all coaches already for the most part, I still feel like hearing why people do it, why people got started, why they're still here, how it's impacted their life is always something that can not only inspire you to keep going on your own journey, but how you can talk with others that might want to get started and share some of the stories that you know of us with other people. Because hopefully you're going to find out today that we're all kind of similar in why we started, but at the same time we're all very different in why we started at the same time. So mine, like kind of in a nutshell, was that I was an athlete my whole life and played every sport imaginable, was always pretty much in shape, but at the same time I was always like on the thicker side. I always was. I never was that size 2. Like I wore the 13, 15s in the juniors clothes my whole entire life.
It's called athletic.
Athletic, yes. And I always had my muscular thighs. Like I don't know why they're there. Like I don't know why they look the way that they look. And everyone's like, I want your legs. I'm like, I'm really doing anything special. I just have always kind of been that way. I've always been a bigger, thicker, I should say, thicker girl. But like working out and fitness and exercise and pushing myself and dripping with sweat and all of that has never been a problem for me. That's what has been me. And so go to college, do the thing, and work out all the time, all that stuff. Graduate college, fast forward, meet my ex-husband, and drop in 2 teenage kids, 8 and 10 at the time, but real quickly we were living the travel volleyball marching band life. And so fast food, drop a taxi cab in one to here, picking up here, sitting on the bleachers for 2 hours, doing homework, shoving a Taco Bell down your throat, all that kind of stuff was what life was. And I quickly gained about 45 pounds from the amount of weight that I kind of had sat at in college. And my moment that I was like, I have to do something was when I couldn't wear tall boots because even the wide calf boots didn't fit me on my legs because I've always had big legs, and so they were always tight, but then I couldn't go get tall boots. And also, I bought my first pair of jeans from Lane Bryant, and I didn't want to have to shop in a separate store. That's what I didn't want to have to shop. I wanted to be able to just go to a store, and even if I had to shop at the back of the rack, I wanted to shop at wherever I wanted. And so that was my moment, was like, I went to buy bigger clothes. I couldn't buy boots. And I know it sounds kind of trivial that like I couldn't go shopping, but I couldn't go shopping. my other favorite thing in life right here was cruise boats, beaches, sipping cocktails by a pool, and I hated putting on a swimsuit. Hated it with a passion. But that's my favorite place on earth to be. So that was kind of where I was mentally when it came to like my physical appearance. And then at the same time, I was disgruntled and kind of unhappy with my teaching job at the time. And so you put both of those together, and I was just not really happy. So I borrowed P90X, the DVDs, from a friend, and lost about 10 or 15 pounds, got to like day 60. Had great results, got up in the morning, I don't know how the heck I did it back then, and Jake and Sam did it with me for like 2 weeks. And then I got them up before school, like they wanted to do that. I don't know why, but we did. Jake was like lifting soup cans and stuff, it was hilarious. But anyway, so I didn't make it all the way through because we went on vacation, but I was kind of happy with my results. So I was like, yeah, I lost 15 pounds. Then Insanity came out, and I bought the DVDs for that, and kind of did suicides in my living room, and felt like I was back in basketball and lost maybe another 5 or 10 pounds. Summer came, and I was like, oh, I'll just go run outside. No. Anybody that knows me, I hate running with a passion. I don't know how you runners do it, but I can't. And so I kind of stalled. You know, I didn't really have much success. Well, insert the YMCA and that lady right over there. And I joined there, and I took a Turbo Kick class, and was in the back. I didn't know anybody.
Well, we met in LA Fitness.
Well, yes.
Kind of.
You want me to share that side?
No, it's okay.
I took her class pretty religiously, and she didn't know my name. And my friend and I came every single time, and she's like, hey, Linda, good to see you. And I'm like,
your friend, but not you.
I'm like, hey, like, I've came every single time with this girl, and you know, so then I called her out, like, once we met at the one time. I've actually taken your class a few times. Anyway.
Linda?
Yes, Linda.
Wasn't Linda Geiger?
Yeah, it was Linda Geiger. It was a teacher friend of mine at the time. So anyway, she wasn't at the LA Fitness anymore, so then she went to YMCA. The kids could go with me to YMCA, and Samantha could work out with me. So Sam and I actually went to the Turbo Kick class. We stood in the back. And every Monday, Thursday, we loved it. We liked it. It was fun. I was sitting in the back. And then like she noticed that I kind of caught on. I was pretty decent at the moves, you know, all that kind of stuff. And she's like, you need to be in the front. And I'm like, I'm not going in the front. You know, and it's funny. Like,
No, she wasn't. Yes!
not exactly. But yeah, so it's funny that like that's because if you just recently met me, I teach fitness classes and this is what I do, but I wasn't that way at the beginning. So anyway, I made my way to the front, loved the class, but what I noticed there was all these girls there, and they were happy, and they were smiling, and they liked, like, they were just bubbly all the time. And I'm like, how are these people so freaking happy all the time? You know, because I would like come from work, and I'd have like a blah day, you know, I'm teaching and disgruntled, and I'd come to Turbo Kick, and like everything was better. And I was like, I started following them on social media, started watching all the stuff, they get together, and I'm like, I need that. Like, I want that. I don't have any friends. Like, I go to work, I come home, I go to taxi cab, I go to marching band, I go to volleyball, I come home, I do it all over again. I want this. That's kind of, it wasn't really the fitness and the weight loss and all that stuff at that point. I wanted to be like, part. I wanted to be a part of something. Because I'd always been a part of a team my whole life, and I didn't have that anymore. I was living through the kids, and I saw Samantha getting like the inside jokes and staying in hotels and doing all this stuff that I remember doing my whole life. And that's what they were doing in their pictures. And I'm like, oh my God, like, that's what I was like yearning for. So anyway, she asked me probably 20 times. I don't even know how many times she messaged me to try to join a challenge group. I told her no. I told her I didn't want to shake. That shake would probably be terrible. She gave me a shake to try. I thought it was terrible. I told her no. Literally. So like about almost a year. I would say almost a year later. And, you know, she wasn't the annoying person that kept asking me, but she kind of kept asking me. And because I kept watching, and I kept liking her stuff and all those things, and I kept wanting to, all that, I finally said yes. I spent $160. And at that time, I actually only got one program. I didn't get all of them. I got Les Mills Combat, Kickboxing, and Shakeology. And again, I was like,
was our fit club.
Oh yes, we kind of did something like this, and I kind of heard stories and all that good stuff too. So, long story short, I bought Les Mills Combat. It took me about 5 or 6 shakes to like them. I found out that vanilla was my favorite flavor, even though the first time I tried vanilla, I thought it was terrible.
Same.
Yeah. So anyway, vanilla is my favorite flavor, and here we are like 6 years later, and I've had this whole transformation. And I feel like the difference is this: the people, the team, the support. I hadn't finished a program before until you entered a Facebook group. Like how can a Facebook group be so life-changing? But it is. Friendship, seeing other people that thought the workout was terrible, or that it was super hard, or that they ate pizza too, or might have smashed a whole box of macaroni and cheese. That's my thing. Like literally, that was my thing in high school. I would go home and make Kraft macaroni and cheese and eat the whole box.
So you're Lily.
Yeah. Before a basketball game. Like, what was I thinking? I don't even know. Right. So, I didn't know anything about food prep. I've shared my story that my food prep started with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I used to have the box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch in my car on my way to work, and I would just eat handfuls on my way, because that was what I did. I would eat it, and then it would sit there, and when the box was empty, I'd get it in the box. And then and so I was like, well, if I can at least portion out, it says 28 grams is 140 calories. If I just eat that, maybe that will help. And that's literally what I did. I poured Cinnamon Toast Crunch in Ziploc baggies for 5 days, on my way to work, so that I would not eat. How much I ate there, right? Yeah. So that's how my food prep started. So if you see all my food prep and my meals and my healthy eating, my cooking was macaroni and cheese. Ask my mom. And now, for people to ask me for the recipe or ask me how I made stuff, it's like my life is literally like a 180. But that's not where I started. So anyway, that's a little bit of my story. I say it starts with fitness, but it ends with friendship, I think, and community and feeling part of something. I feel like as adults, we just do for everybody else. And if we can spend an hour or two on a Saturday, if we can spend 30 minutes on a Zoom chat, with people, you just have that connection. And my life, I can't imagine it without this in my world. So that's my story. All right. So anyway, I forget who I put next. So we're just going to click the slide, and whoever is next is going to come up here. I'm kind of formal, but I'm informal at the same time. I have no idea who's next. Not me. Whatever you want to do. Okay.
Seems strong.
That picture on top is fire.
Oh,
right?
thanks,
I know, right?
guys. Ring lights are nice. And I don't quite bend over all the way, but a little bend. Helps change my passing gas.
She's kind of a little bit.
Well, it's against the wall.
Okay, guys. So
I also love her fireplace.
Oh, thanks. There's a really big wall in our master bedroom that was just plain, so I bought that from a dude, all plain, and fixed it up. Anyway, it's plain and not fixed up behind me in this picture, see? It's a before and after of the mantle, actually. Okay, so this picture is actually before I became a coach. That's when Karen was still bugging me to become a coach.
With love. She was like,
Yeah, so I also was really active growing up. I was a dancer 6 days a week in the studio, but she said, kind of always a thicker girl, especially for ballet and stuff like that. Then I did pageants, and all I heard was that if I could lose 15, 20 pounds, I would, be on my way to Miss America, and that's all I would need to do. And so I would try to eat like nothing and be on a treadmill, and nothing would really work. So then when I was living in Arkansas, I met, I was married, so I don't mean I met a guy like that. I met a guy who helped me learn about weightlifting, and I was like, wow, if I focus on strength, my body actually changes. This is what I was looking for all along there. But I was spending 2 hours in the gym a day. I didn't have kids yet, and so my husband traveled. I would get up and go to the gym for 2 hours, and had some pretty good results. And then I had a baby and was like, I cannot spend 2 hours in the gym. I don't know how I'm gonna do this again. So that was 6.5 years ago. I ended up getting Core de Force DVDs and loved them at home. I did that before I think that was after Everett. And so I started to kind of be like, okay, maybe at-home workouts is the way I need to go. And then I think that's how I got into a challenge group. That coach quit, and I think I floated up to Karen, and the inviting began. And so I got Beachbody on demand, but I did not want a shake. I was not interested in the shakes at all. And so I kept saying no, I'm working out and doing my own thing. Well, after I had Pierce, I worked out the whole pregnancy, so I was in like fairly good inside physical shape, but that's the way I looked 5 weeks after I had Pierce. And I'm a news anchor, and I didn't want to go back to work looking really, really big. And again, it's kind of similar to pageants. All I had heard was like, if you could just lose weight, maybe we could get you an anchor job. Maybe you could be successful in your career. I'm like, okay, like I don't know. I don't know what to do. So anyway, I decided at this point, at 5 weeks postpartum, I was going to do 80-day obsession. I don't know what I was thinking there. It was a bad choice. But I did most of it, and then it was in June. So this is the end of March. In June, Karen invites me again to be a coach, and she's like, "Listen, you're doing well with 80-day obsession. I feel like people would be inspired by your postpartum journey." And I don't know why I said yes at that point, honestly, because I had said no to her so many times. I wish there was like been a light bulb moment of why I said yes. I think the main reason I said yes at that point was I thought, okay, if maybe I just like need to give in 100%. I need to be in the challenge group. I need to drink the shake. I need to do the workout. I'm going to do this 100%. And then if I don't lose weight, that it is what it is. But I'm going to do it, and if I'm going to do it, I need to be a coach, because I don't know how else I would pay for the shakes every month. And so I sign up, and then I think, well, why do I just want a discount on my shakes? I might as well pay for my shakes. So that was my goal. I was like, I'm going to pay for my shakes with this business. And the first month I hit Success Club, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. I didn't pay for my shakes. And so the next month I signed up my husband and my mom to be Emerald, and did it again, and then I'm like, well, now I'm 2 months in, so I might as well be Success Starter and get my ticket to Summit for next year. And so it all just kind of started to snowball, and I got to be Mindset, and my life changed at that point. I mean, I couldn't believe how I just kept getting on the scale and losing weight, and how my body was changing, and I felt amazing. I think a big light bulb moment for me nutrition-wise was I went to the media preview at the State Fair the beginning of July, just timeline-wise, and had like bite-sized things of fair food, and thought I had felt like I had the flu, like I was gonna puke. And I realized how much I had like changed the way my body was functioning with my nutrition, and so that's like the outside transformation, fitness and eating. Like I just feel amazing, and I want to be an active mom. But for me, like I've always kind of struggled with having a circle too, and feel like I always feel like I'm kind of like, kind of outside the group, like people don't like me, and I'm not really like supposed to be there, and I haven't felt that way with this group. And so that's been really nice for me to feel really included, and like I'm part of this group, and and then also with helping other people feel good too. That I mean, getting messages from people that say, I've done this workout, I'm so proud of myself, or I've never finished a program before, I've lost this much weight, and getting all of those messages from other people too that I've helped out is awesome. So if you ever think about this as a sales thing, and that you don't like that side, like for me, I don't think of it as a sales thing, because I really, really believe in this. I really believe that this is a solution that works for busy women and men, but busy women especially. So I don't feel like I don't just sell to somebody and then never message them again. Like it's like the sale is the beginning for me, and then they're gonna be a part of my circle, and I want to help them, and I want them to succeed, and I want them to find all the joy in this that I have. And so I don't feel like that when I'm messaging people, just because I know that I know you want to feel this way. I know you want to feel the way I do, and you can do it with this, I promise. And I really believe that. So there's been a lot of great things with this, but I feel good, and I like the people, and so, yeah, I don't know if I love anything else.
Who's next? Who's the next victim?
Trina. Thanks. It's like a lottery.
It is like a lottery. So most of you probably know me. My name is Angie. I'm very emotional. That's just me. That's who I am. Oh, I love you. This here was very miserable before I met Beachbody. I am a mother of 5. I have 5 children, 5 grandchildren. I've been married for 20 years. He's pretty amazing. He supports me whether I'm the girl on the left or the girl on the right. As all of you guys, sorry, I'm making you cry. All of you guys, I dedicated my entire life to my family, running them around, doing everything that they needed to be done, and I put myself on the back burner again, running to football, to track. My mom lives with us. I run her to all of her appointments and take care of her, and not doing the things that I needed to do. And again, gained the 40 pounds because I'm going through the drive-through and trying to feed everybody and get everything in, and just feeling like I have to sit and watch them practice football or practice track and do all of that stuff, because if I don't, they won't love me because I'm not there for them. And that's mom guilt. I'm sure we all have that as parents. That's mom guilt. If I don't sit here and watch you practice, you don't think that I love you. And that's so not true for you people who have young kids, because if you're not taking care of yourself, you have nothing left over to give to your family. So 20 years later, I figured that out. My kids are all grown, and they've moved out and started their own families. I still have one at home. Anthony, he's 20. He just turned 20 this year. Soon he will be moving too. But with that, I've kind of outgrown all of my friends that I had growing up. We don't have the same interests. My background is, I've always loved fitness, but my background is powerlifting and bodybuilding. So that's totally different than how we do today. Bodybuilding is different. You eat a lot of food and you lift heavy weight. And that's kind of the way that I trained for 18 years. So I kind of went on this yo-yo where I restricted my calories and I lost a lot of weight. I would do a show, I would look really good, and then I would just binge and I would gain all of that back plus whatever. 2.5 years ago, my husband decided he wanted to branch out on his own and start his own personal training business. Again, that's something he's always loved to do. So he trains a lot of athletes. So I said, okay, now's your time. Let's do it. Let's just branch out. You start. I started helping him promote his business. And on Sundays, we were doing a boot camp class at Butler University. I had reacted to a post on Town of Avon Chatter about someone who was looking for fitness. And I said, hey, come out on Sundays, try our boot camp class. And this one here's like, hey, come try PiYo. So I'm like, PiYo? What is PiYo? I have never heard of PiYo before. So she's like, oh my God, you'll love it. Come try it. It's free. I think we all know where this is going. I went and I tried PiYo and I loved it. She's like, come to Super Saturday. That's like next weekend or something like that. I don't even know what it was. Come to Super Saturday. I just think you'll love it. And so I'm looking for something that I hadn't had before as far as fitness and everything, and the community and everything else. And there was just something missing in my life. I didn't have it, so I go to Super Saturday. I think Core de Force was the program that we did. Obviously, I fell in love with Core de Force. Jericho was actually the live trainer, so I'm starstruck by her, the community, everything that Beachbody had to offer. So as I'm sitting there, again, you see all of these people who are like, woohoo, let's go, and they want to genuinely help people with their health and fitness. So before I left there, I knew this is what I want. This is what I want in my life. This is what I'm missing. I need to work on me, but I want to do it with all of these people because they're going to help me. So I signed up to be a coach merely for the discount because I couldn't afford the shake, but I knew I wanted to help people, but I also knew I needed to work on myself as well. So 2.5 years later, I have shown up every day, push play, drink a shake, and read a book or a podcast. I like the podcast. Those 3 things have changed my life. I turned 49 this year. I've lost 40 pounds. Woo! I am an Emerald coach currently. The two lovely ladies that I signed up are my best friends from day one. They were like, yes, let's do this. Whatever you're doing, we're on the train with you. So they show up every day. Whatever program I'm doing, they're like, whatever, Angie, whatever you're doing, just tell me what I gotta do. God love them. So like I said, I've lost 40 pounds. Next year I will be 50, so I want to be in the best shape of my life at 50. I feel way better today than I did when I was in my 20s, and I owe it to all of you guys for feeling that what I didn't have, that it makes it better. Like you said, the accountability group. I know I can get up every morning, and Allie Bourne, 3:30, 3:45, her face, workout done. I'm like, yes, girl, if you can do it, I can do it, you know. I keep my Energize on my table. I just shoot it dry. I know you guys most of you laugh at me. I shoot it dry every morning, drink it down with water, go out and push play. Nobody has time. I don't have 30 minutes in the morning. I don't have 30 minutes in the morning to wait for it to work. I'm just shooting it. Huh? Yes, every morning.
I've seen a lot.
Every morning. So that has helped me, the Energize, drink the shake, push play, and you guys, that's helped me grow to where I am today. I know. And I didn't throw up. But I got it together.
Right. Nice job. It's the roulette wheel. Who's next? Who's next?
That's how she's gonna start. Do I have to stand up?
No, you can stay right there. We're informal, remember? We can turn.
Let's do the sunflower first. Okay, hi guys. My name is Ophelia, but most of my friends call me Ophi. This is like the least favorite thing that I like to do. Although, what's funny is that I am a group exercise instructor, so you would think that I would be okay with this, but no. I can talk to people, large groups of people with the mic and music blasting and sweat going, and I'm good. This is making my stomach go. Okay, yeah, I'm a 2-star diamond coach. Our team is shooting for a lot more. I joined in August of 2008, so I've been around a while. My coach is Julie Boris. I'm actually her first coach ever. I got that distinction. We had no idea what we were doing when we first started Beachbody. It was just me, Julie, and my first coach, Rachel, and we would go to events. And we would go to events with, other coaches, like 100 in a room. And that was like the summit or the business opportunity meeting. It was really small. But let me backtrack. This type of business was not for me. I'm an introvert. Like right now, I'm like, in school, I like to have my small group of friends, but to be in a big group was like intimidating. I wasn't an athlete. I did do cross country, so I wasn't one of those crazy runners.
More power to you.
I always had eating disorders. Growing up, I was bulimic, and then I was almost borderline anorexic. I came from a divorced family. Just a bunch of crap there. And fast forward, I moved to New York, met my husband, and then moved back to California. I had my 2 kids. I have 2 kids. They're now, how old is Jenny? She's 24.
She looks at me. I know.
She's 24. You should know this.
Yeah,
She's
yeah, right on
my
24.
son's 19. So I don't have to worry about little kids at home. But we had those 2 kids. We moved to Connecticut, then we moved here. And most people don't know that, I've been with my husband forever, but we had some major ups and downs there. And living in a state that I had no friends, nobody to connect with, I was pretty lonely. But anyways, fast forward. I fell in love. Yeah, I could go on, guys, and my mind is like going like this right now too. I signed up to be a coach because I was certified in Turbo Kick with Julie Boris, and she would not stop bugging me. I don't have one of those aha moment things. It was just like, leave me the heck alone. I'll sign up with you. She sent me emails. She would reach out to me, and for like 3 or 4 months, I was like, no, I don't want that pyramid scheme thing. And it was at Turbo Kick camp that Christine Dwyer, who is our grandmother of our whole downline, came up to me and put a pen in my hand and said, sign up. And that's the only reason why I signed up. at that time. And I did it for the discounts, I did it so Julie would get off my back. And fast forward a year later, and I started to kind of get it, you know, it kind of clicked with what I was doing as a group exercise instructor. I got into group exercise because I needed to find a group of people that I could connect with and have something in common with. So yeah, I've been doing this a long time. Gosh, 2008. What is that? 2009.
Like 11 years.
11 years. I just recently got my 2-star back. Just so you know. So a lot of coaches in this business, they think that you have to achieve a certain level of success. I think, for me personally, rank is important. If that's your big goal, but for me it was income. I was trying to get my husband to be home, and I wanted to be home for my kids too, which I was able to do. I do this full time. I teach only 1 hour at a Hoosier trainer, so that doesn't pay our bills. This business pays our bills. My husband works nights at Amazon just for our medical because it's just too much money, but everything else is covered with this business. I'll be honest with you guys. You can make, you know, I'm going to talk income side. You can make, if you work, put in the effort, you can make a very successful, financially successful business with Beachbody. And that was what was my motivating factor when I finally kind of got it as a coach with Julie. And I just kind of drove forward and focused on increasing my income, and on the way I was able to achieve 2-star diamond, and now I'm just trying to keep up with Karen. So, yeah. So what's great about this business, guys? What's great? I know I'm kind of going off on different tangents, but what's great about this business is you can be. Let's say you're in the downline and you're working your business, but you're not getting as much support from somebody above, you know, in your downline. There's so many other people that are going to help you. There's so many other people that you can reach out to. There's so many other people that you can lean into. Everybody here in this room, you wouldn't find this in any other business. I'm telling you right now. You're not going to find the camaraderie. You're not going to find that support. And a lot of other businesses, I know she's too loud. What is it? Don't get me off on a different tangent because I'm going to forget what I was saying. Other businesses, I feel like everybody in this community is genuinely for you, genuinely happy for you, and genuinely want you to succeed. Mm-hmm. And you can have babies.
Oh my God, her shirt is Target.
I just noticed that. Love it.
Yeah, but you know, guys, I could go on and on and on. I've been in this business so long. It's part of my life. I can't picture my life without it. You know, I met Karen, and I love her to pieces.
Because Ophi isn't actually my coach. So my coach...
I actually gifted her to somebody else.
Because I just wanted the discount.
That happens though.
Oh my God, girl, please! So yeah, I gifted her to another one of my coaches so that coach could rank advance. And then this one became a rock star, and that other one just kind of disappeared. So, I'm like, oh, why did I do that?
But like you were saying, is that, you know, everybody supports everybody, you know?
And so honestly, it's not just fitness is great. Fitness is everything in my book. I mean, that's where all my friendships are. Yeah. My friendships come from in my group. Because I am kind of I'm pretty much an introvert. You know, you think I'm out there teaching classes and I am a big introvert. But I don't feel that with my fitness family. And then you get to see babies like this. But yeah, we support each other. Karen would always contact me like non-stop texts because she couldn't reach out to the other coach, and I supported her constantly.
So if you're brand new and you think I have no idea what to do, or I'm messaging my coach too much, or whatever.
No, you can
That's
do
how we all were.
Yeah. Except for me, because Julie had no idea what she was doing. Let me tell you right now. You see, Julie is very successful. She's making a 7-figure income, you know, but she had no idea what she was doing. She hated Shakeology. I hated Shakeology when it first came out. It tasted like mud. And then they changed everything. We had no back office. We had no vital behaviors. We had no fit clubs. We had no game plan. Nothing.
Yep.
So I couldn't lean into that, and I mistakenly thought that it was all about sales, and it turned out not to be about sales. So
Yep.
it turned out to be this.
Yay.
And getting people that, you know, maybe are introverts too, and helping them to pull out of their shells. I'm gonna tell you right now, yeah, I'm a big introvert, guys. So you'll find me at home a lot of the times, just kind of like, don't bother me, on my phone. But yeah, when I come to the fitness thing, it's fun.
Very cool. Yay. Woo. All right. Let's see. Anybody need to stand up? We've been sitting down for a while. Anybody want to do a dance party? Yeah, let's do it. Come on, we gotta have a dance party. We're gonna get up. We've been sitting there too long.
Always like, seriously.
Always like, really, let's have a dance party.
See, I can do that.
Yeah.
Can I take a bathroom break?
Do you need a mic and music? Is that what you need?
Yeah, I need a mic and music, and I can talk.
What's a good song to dance to? Let's roll. Come on. Spit it out.
Me.
Oh, very nice.
All right, we're having a dance party because we've been sitting too long and we have fun at these things.
I'm telling you, we have fun at these
We
things.
do. We will have fun after this ad.
I'm telling you when to have fun at these things.
And I don't have any sound, do I? What's going on? Why don't I have sound? Because totally ruined my whole vibe. I was like, let's get up, let's dance. And the song comes on.
My son's English teacher.
But it's not, is it? Dang it. Remember that time that it was going to be fun?
Oh, you had it.
Is there like a big intro here? What's going on?
Yes, there is.
Remember that time I had this like get up vision?
Remember that
I was just going to dance. And
Not getting out of dance,
Tiffany. Okay, never mind.
Karen, what are you doing? What is that?
I was trying to play a song that was going to have us dance.
Who the heck is T Swizzle? Oh, oh.
I thought we were just going to dance.
Oh yeah, you guys were in France too. So if you know anybody in France, I'm just kidding.
When does the song start?
When does the song start?
All right. Yeah. Here we go. No, we're not recording. Everybody's I mean, we could like punch it out.
We're not putting this on Facebook, right?
No.
Oh crap!
Is she on Facebook right now? Like live?
Yeah.
Like on your personal page? Oh no.
Okay, but I'll pretend.
All right. Is everybody all right. That was our 30-second dance break. Are you out of breath? You okay? All right. We got a couple more victims.
Oh good.
We do. We got a couple more victims.
And be more like connected. And don't go off on different tangents.
We got Nikki! She just
Oh, I would like to say something.
Yes.
If that's okay.
insert her picture.
Yeah.
And all that.
This would be really super informal. I'm the only person here not on this team, and that's only because I found Karen at a Super Saturday, and I think I was already following you on Instagram, and you were talking about the Rooster Crew, which I haven't been doing lately. But anyway, so long story short, I want to thank everybody for accepting me as part of your team, quote unquote, even though I'm not really on your team. But it feels awesome to know people that are close. My team is like Southern Indiana or Kentucky, so.
Who's your upline?
Daniel Lichty is above. And then the guy that just did the National Makeup Call with the Scooby-Doo shirt. I don't know.
Josh Spencer?
Yes.
He's one of the originating coaches. He's been around for a long time.
Yes.
We used to go to events with Josh and like Tommy Migrant and Carl in a room about as big as this and have our business opportunity meetings with Carl. And Carl would be there and he would ask people to stand up on stage about as high as this. I mean, I used to work out with Shanti in a room about as big as this with the stage. Yeah. So it's gotten so big and but still you're able to come together in a small group like this and just feel intimate.
So I feel like I found my people here, even though you're my substitute people. But but that's one thing I am struggling with is finding my people to be on my team. Because I think when people see me or watch my stories or whatever, they're like, "You're so extreme. You're working out every day or whatever." And why? I don't want to do that. That's not for me. And it's not really about working out, right? It's just about I want to be at my best shape when I turn 45 this month, and and being there for my potential grandkids and whatever, So it's not about being extreme or whatever. It's just being healthy. So that's what I try to get across. But people don't see that, or if they're not listening, all they see is my workout or whatever. So
Let me tell you guys, I'm 56, okay? It's not about the fitness thing for me anymore. It used to be, but now it's just, maintaining and also just connecting and feeling like part of a fantastic community. And you guys are all much younger, so I feel young.
That's
That's
true.
a good thing.
Yes, it is true.
It does help you feel young.
I know that I said I was like, go ahead.
I wanted to share, I'm over 52, and for me, it's more than fitness and the scale. For me, it's my health.
Yeah.
And I have a chronic health issue, so the nutrition aspect, having a plan is very helpful. And when I started, I was very sick with Maria Frame, and she asked me, because I think she saw that I was drinking shakes already, but I had no plan. I was just getting over pneumonia again. And she gave me her card, and this was 5 years ago. But I'm a coach. I'll call myself a discount coach. I haven't found my people yet either.
Right.
I share, and people see me outward, but they don't see my struggle every day. So they see this healthy person, but they don't see the 4 times I went through pneumonia when I turned 51. I was finally diagnosed with COPD. So it's really, for me, more than
And she's one of my coaches, but Maria's lives in Ohio, so she
Yeah.
leans into us,
I do.
which is fantastic.
And without these people, without everyone and following everybody, I really don't have any other outlets. My other half, he had 4 surgeries, and I'll say 21-day fix got me through that because I didn't need friends or help to come and help me.
And she does our 5:30 a.m. Rooster Crew religiously Monday through Friday.
So I don't worry about other people. For me, it's I'm enjoying the community, but as far as and trying to make friendships, I mean, I love to make friendships, but I'm saying they don't always connect to that side,
Right.
and they ignore my message.
Oh my gosh, she wants to do
There's
this
people
sunflower.
watching you.
Well, I mean, I will say, hopefully by listening to everybody's story, it's like, it's either started with weight loss or it started with maybe an income-driven thing because you want to stay home with your kids, but I feel like throughout the journey, it ends up being about
Connected.
this, you know, and that.
Because I love this girl so much.
I did lose 30 pounds.
Yes.
But losing the weight after my son wasn't easy because I didn't have a plan. I was exercising and thought I was eating right, but the portions were overboard.
Right.
But and I wasn't eating the proper nutrients, like all the blues and the greens and the red, all the whole rainbow. So I did lose. It helped me get over that roadblock.
Thank you for sharing. Sorry, I
Yes.
don't have slides.
I'm sorry.
But I
I
had-
had to go to the bathroom.
I know, it's like, she just cut it out. Like, I said, am I doing
She
it?
hasn't found her people yet, and I haven't really either, but it'll come, and as long as I'm doing what I do every day, I know I'm healthy,
Right, yep.
and it keeps me going. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every day without exercise.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, totally, for sure. It always comes back to your original why, and it, because each of us wanted to work on ourselves first, so.
No, I wanted to get rid of Julie.
She just wanted to say stop
But now I love her. She's like I just love her. She's part of my family.
Well, Nikki, if you don't mind sharing a few words, you can just sit there, you don't have to come up here or whatever.
Yes, I can.
So I am an introvert as well, so if someone were to say, what is your worst nightmare? I'm currently living.
Welcome to my nightmare.
Welcome to my worst nightmare. And I have been gifted with a rather amazing RBF, so I think I'm just going anyway. Most of the time I'm pretty happy inside. I actually know Julie Boris a little bit. My daughter danced with her daughter Josie for about 5 years, and so my husband and I always referred to her as the lady with the arms.
Right.
That's how I refer to you.
But I was to say, but now I think of her in that way. Like live or being recorded.
Just in our team page.
Okay.
It's just the team page. It's not the world.
It's like all over the place in that thing.
It's okay.
It's a very small circle.
It's just their team page. It's okay. It's not going out to the world, I promise.
So for me, I think that I have no idea how I started following Karen on Facebook.
I know. We still haven't figured it out.
But I have followed her for years. Like I've watched her post about teaching classes at the schools, workout classes at the schools, and things like that. And I think it must have been after a big event recently, and you posted something about this particular workout. And I was like, we had just had a baby shower for my little sister Melissa, and one of my other sisters took a video of Melissa and I posted it, and I was like, I can't tell which one of us is about to have a baby. And I was like, I saw her post about new program, accountability group, do you want information? And I just kind of stepped out of my little introverted self and messaged somebody I'd never talked to before and said, I'd like some information. And so graciously she answered all my questions and gave me some time to like think about it. And then before I clicked my link to sign up for it, said, oh, one more question.
I was like, no.
Yeah, I was like, would you like to sign up as a coach? You don't have to do anything with it. We'll support you the same, and you'll be a part of the group, but you can get a discount on the stuff. Yes. I know this is not a popular opinion right now, but I don't need a shake. So,
But you drink Energize.
I do. I love the performance stuff. Yeah, that's my jam.
That's mom crack.
But I'm not like a shake person in life anyway, so that.
That's okay. There's a lot of people like that.
Like the taste of shakes.
I'm a coach because I would like the discount. I'm becoming a coach because what I'm doing and the support I'm getting is apparently visible to some people. you're talking about. I'm not sure that I don't even understand what 2-star, I don't know what any of that means. I'm kind of researching and looking, but I love the fact that when I'm doing the workouts and I'm just super busy and I don't have time to post about it in the group, like, oh, I did this workout or whatever, I see a post from somebody that says, we know there are those of you who are doing it and we want to hear from you. And that's motivating. And my sister, who's just started the program, is my twin. We're identical twins. And she feels horrible about herself right now. And told me this week that her goal is to be in a place where she feels like her kids aren't embarrassed of her.
Aww.
And if that's the one thing that happens, I'm totally cool.
Yeah.
Woo!
Good job.
Yay! I'm crying again. You've officially done it.
You did really well.
But like that's what we do it for. You know what I mean? Like, not that I wanted to show up today and cry with everybody's story, but like that is why I'm still here. Is that there's people like that need what we have, and I didn't know I needed what we have until I had it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that a shake and a workout program and, showing up at a live event was going to be what literally launched my life into a complete 180 of where it was. You know what I mean? So I said no to the shake, no to the workout, but you've probably seen it in all the posts, say yes to you. When you finally say yes to you, you're saying yes to your life. I don't feel like I have my coach life and my Karen life over here.
Yeah.
And then there's all the business side of like, do you need a business page? Do you need a personal page? Where do you post on? I'm like, what I do is who I am. Like, my workouts and what I do and my friendship, and here I am. Like, this is what I do for fun. Some people might go, do whatever. This is my fun. Like, there's that one meme. It's like, what do you do for fun? And that girl's like, I don't know, squats. Like, this is what I do for fun. I like that. So, anyway, thanks for making me tear up. All right, moving on. Trina.
You're not an introvert.
Look at that shoulders. I know, right? So the two things I hate the most, Karen asked me to do. Talk in front of people and talk about myself. Hate it with passion. I used to be an extrovert, but the older I get, I'm more introverted.
Yeah, I felt that way too.
So, I'm married. I've been married for 23 years to my wonderful husband, Chris. We have 3 boys.
I feel you, sister.
We have twins that are 21, and then my youngest, Kyle, is 19. They're all in college, so I'm an empty nester. One's at Butler, the 2 are crying. So, how I started. I'm kind of like everyone else. Like growing up, I was an athlete. Like I worked out, I played basketball, volleyball. I did track in grade school, and then college came, and I still kind of worked out periodically, even after my kids. Like my first kind of go-to after the twins was Tybo.
Oh yes, Billy Blanks.
Oh my God, I did that too.
Yeah, I did it in my living room, and so I really stayed active. The boys continued to grow during their sporting events. Like, I would sit there for a while, and as I was sitting there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever, I'm like, what am I doing? So then I would go on a run. I am not a runner. But I did have one goal, and I finished the mini in 1 year. My goal was to not stop and to finish, and not walk, right? To not stop and not to walk. And I did that. I'm very proud of myself for that. So really a lot, my 20s and 30s were really hard. My mom passed away when I was 28. 4 months after my son was born. So a lot of it was like infancy, I don't remember. I was in the hospital with my mom and just going back and forth. So then we got through that. After that, I was a smoker. I quit smoking.
Me too. I'm a smoker. That's not because I'm introvert.
I would smoke. I'd go into the gym. I would smoke on the way out. Well, not on the way out, but in my car. So I did that. Then after Kyle, well, a few years after Kyle, I had precancerous cells. So I had a hysterectomy. Karen, you know about that. And then I went into basically menopause at my mid-30s. So I've been on hormone replacement therapy till then. I mean, I still am. So throughout my 30s, like, I just kind of gained weight, like, slowly, gradually. Like, I was still working out, I was still being active, not consistently. My nutrition, horrible. But, you know, my weight just continued. So then, in my 30s, I also went back to school. So I'm a nurse practitioner. I went back to school when the twins were 10 and Kyle was 8. Finished that up, which was a good thing for me. My late 30s, the weight just continued to go. That picture right there on the left. That was a Pioneer class with you?
Mm-hmm.
When I saw that picture posted, I'm like, wow. Looking at myself, it's so weird because a lot of people, I think, I don't know, me, was just like, I thought I looked okay. Like, I'm okay, I'm keeping up with these people, you know? I mean, so, but really, after that picture, I'm like, ooh, I'm not okay. So, Karen, no, that was actually 2007.
I promise I'm not annoying.
Say bio class.
That picture actually is 2017, after I started Beachbody.
Mm-hmm.
Actually.
Yeah.
I started Beachbody in 2015. Not very consistent. Like
So it's darn Super Saturdays. You came to Super Saturday with your sister.
Saturday, it was
That was
ugly
you?
day.
Oh my gosh, you've changed so much.
Yeah.
She has changed.
Mm-hmm. I think it was when Tony Horton came, right?
Yep.
Yep.
My weight was just up and down, nutrition up and down. I would lose the weight for like an event or vacation, it would all come back on. I would lose the weight, it would all come back on. I mean, all the weight I lost, I'd be tiny if it just get it off. But, so 2015, and I'm like, this is awful. So May of 2017, yeah, it took me that long to gradually get where I wanted to go. Me and my husband did Ultimate Reset. He lost 14 pounds, I lost 13. And I'm like, I've got to do something different. So I was a discount coach, did the shakes, my stomach was hurting, did not do the shakes, then vegan Shakeology came out, and love it. That does not hurt my stomach, it's a great thing. So September 2017, I'm like, what can I do different? So I became an active coach. People would be looking at me to see what I'm doing. People would be coming to me. I had to be on point with my workouts, my nutrition, the whole thing. So that's when, and then I lost that 13 pounds before, so it kind of gave me a boost. So then, since then, I've been very consistent with my workouts, not my nutrition, but my workouts. I mean, and the nutrition comes and goes a little bit, but that's about balance.
Yeah.
And I was posting on social media. I was doing the coaching thing. Karen was helping me get through it. I became Emerald very quickly, signed up my husband and a friend of mine. And I'm like, okay, let's go. And then I became very overwhelmed. Then I started focusing more on the business, not on myself, and I kind of stepped back. I was like, what am I doing? And so I stepped back. I continued being enrolled because I did have another coach, but then I stopped my husband's account actually. Because I wasn't making the money, like to keep up with, you know. I was putting more out than making money. So then I stepped back. But then I'm like, when I stepped back, I didn't feel like part of the community like I do now and like I did at the beginning. And my workouts were still there, I just didn't feel the connection. So that's when I decided I need to do this again. And so I started doing it again, like active coaching. I continue to post, just not as much, but now I'm consistently doing my workouts. My nutrition is pretty good. I'm posting all the time. And people have reached out to me. I'm not a very good inviting coach. I like to, people come to me. I know that's not but I have learned to invite, and that has helped. But I do have people comment on things, and I just want to share a few because this is what keeps me going, along with all of you. Like, the community is huge. But even people that aren't my customers, thanks, Trina, for posting your pics. And I can't read because I can't see. And sharing your journey. It is motivating and to me and to start this, and I am so glad I did. Here's another one. And this is recently, this is one of my coaches actually. Had an awesome non-scale victory this weekend. Ran up 50-yard sand dune in a race with my daughter. I was barely out of breath, and when we got to the top. Last year, I didn't even climb it. And this, my wife, my son. Sorry.
Squeeze your foot.
I'm trying to find what I wrote. I can't find it. But anyway, my son basically commented on my Instagram. Mom, I'm so proud of you. Like, you've changed your life, and you're doing a great job, and you're looking good. Like, my 21-year-old son on, like, social media, like, it was really something neat. Another one, I have done 3 30-minute workouts and jogged approximately 10 miles total. The sand has my legs screaming. Thanks for motivating me, Trina. So that's what it's all about. Us, community, reaching out to people because they really do need us. And as I told one of my coaches, like, people are watching you and they're just waiting. They're just waiting for you to ask them to join you. For years. So, I mean, what?
So maybe even for years.
They're sitting back and watching, and I think really a lot of them are just waiting for the invite to be included. So, thanks guys for
You rock, sister.
We love you.
All right. Yay. That might be our last victim. It might be the last victim.
I haven't yet.
Say the best for last.
Melissa, are you thinking of joining? Or are you a coach?
I am not a coach.
You should. Why aren't you? Who brought you here?
Where's the pen?
She's
Yeah, we need
in
a
my
paper.
turbo class.
So she's- yeah,
at LA
she
Fitness.
does Zoom.
And then
Yeah, a little
you didn't
bit.
know that so after your class I became a Zumba instructor and I did that for a little while. And then I got my son and then I stopped doing that.
Girl, this is just the iceberg, tip of the iceberg. Seriously. There's so much to being a coach. I love it. I mean, I could go on and on. But it's just this whole vibe and this whole camaraderie and being able to cry in a group like this and feel comfortable and know that people are going to be there to support you and to hug you and squeeze your foot or whatever.
for your success.
Yeah, and people are very, we're here to catch you when you're feeling low and to lift you up and to applaud for you when you have successes. There's no jealousy in this.
Right.
No, and there's no, one thing that I shy away from are just really fake, ingenuine people. I don't surround myself with that. And I surround myself with the best people, and you see them here, very genuine, very caring, from the heart, everything that they do, and just really trying to pay it forward. You should be part of us.
Do it.
Do it, no pressure.
Well, I had planned that we were gonna watch a video on what do we do, cause I was like, okay, that's a great story, but what do you actually do? Cause that was, I think, all of us, that's typically when we were gonna sign up for the discount, but then you wanna maybe take it to be something more well, what do you actually do? And honestly, what I've been saying recently to, cause now I've been a coach for 6 years, and there's all these videos you can watch, and there's all these emails that you can get, but what I've been saying recently is to just keep it simple, is literally push play, share about it, and invite others to do it. It's honestly, those are the basics, and then there's the whole personal development side of just becoming the best version of yourself. And when you do that, and you become happier, or you become more confident, or you become stronger in whatever storm that you're going through, that's kind of where I came up with it, is that when you share that outwardly, or you continue to invite people to just do what you're doing, the business comes. They might have been watching for years. They might have been asking you for years, and that's what I keep saying is what if she stopped asking me? Or what if I stopped bugging you? What if I stopped asking you? What if I stopped asking you? And so inviting is one of those things that, some of us have been coaches for a while, and if you're a new coach, inviting is that part that makes us all clench our rear ends and be we don't want to send that message. Oh my God, I don't really want to send that message. What if they think I'm a freakoid? But what if she didn't send me message 21? What if she didn't keep posting her journey or talking about the challenge group? Or what if I stopped putting those polls on my story that's do you want more information? Somebody will eventually click it. Somebody will want it eventually when it's the time that's right for them. And when it's their storm has made them walk into Lane Bryant and buy the jeans, or the boots wouldn't zip up, or someone tells you that you need to lose weight, or that those kinds of things happen, and then that's when they're ready. It's sure, it might be some gentle nudging that I've even mentioned to others, I'm just here to kind of nudge. I'm not here to convince, I'm not here to pressure you, but sometimes you need that person to kind of just keep you on the path of maybe making that change that you need. And that's our job. Our job that we get paid to do is to work on ourselves, make ourselves the best person that we can be, and hopefully radiate that out to other people and make them feel the same. And that's a pretty freaking awesome job. You know what I mean? So all the ranks and the income and all that stuff, that can all come, and if you are thinking about starting and wanting to do it, or if you just signed up and you have no idea what any of that stuff means, all that stuff can happen. Just push play, work on yourself, share about it, and invite others to do it. And magically, some of those things will come naturally. And then, yes, there is a little bit of learning on the way and some strategy and all that stuff, but that can come. But if you let not knowing and not understanding all of it keep you back, then we don't have the lives change of our sister. We don't get the messages I can't get up the hill. I know one of the messages that she finally was able to put her wedding ring back on. That one is one that sticks out to me. That she hadn't worn her wedding ring for 15 years, and she was able to put it back on because she had lost enough weight. And I was that one made me cry. And I'm I don't want to say I had credit, but I at least helped that happen. And if that's all that I did, then that was worth the invite, or the picture of my food, or the snippet of me doing a jumping jack. You know what I mean?
Or the rude comment back from an invite.
Huh?
Or the rude comment back from an invite, right?
Right, because you do. You're gonna get some of those. You're gonna get people that tell you no. I said no for a year, you know, or they're gonna be like, I don't drink a shake. That's terrible.
No is
right?
always,
Like,
no is not no, no is not right now.
Yep.
Always.
Yeah. So, basically, I don't think you need to watch the video, but we have fitness. We have all these tools. I made all this thing. We don't really need all the thing. But I feel like everybody's story ended with this. Was that, I mean, yes, it's on social media because we don't always come live. We don't always have group events. We do a lot in our homes at 5:30 a.m. or at 9 o'clock at night. And this group, whatever it's Facebook or what's in our app or whatever it is, I feel like this is what keeps us going and why we still do it. So, results, hell yeah, right? Like, yes, that's something to celebrate. And when you get those kind of results and your whole confidence changes, that's when the business side can come because people are going to notice that and wonder, like, what do you have? And I want it too. So anyway, we all had storms, right? Everybody's storm is in their life, whether it's work, kids, personal stuff, relationship stuff. We all have something. Always. Always. There's always something there, whether it's a vacation coming up or family drama or work drama. There's never really like that perfect time that's like, I have 90 days where I can eat perfect and work out every day. Like, there's never that time, ever. So it's just kind of saying, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to come here and do something scary. Or I'm going to message that girl that I don't know and do something scary. You know, like that's the hardest thing is getting started. And then all of us will help you out of the storm. There's the picture.
And it's Uncle Awesome.
Yeah. Little do you know now that, like, you now know it took like 31 tries to get the picture.
In that picture, like who's in there?
Allie and Trina. I tried so hard. I moved this thing like so many times, but then my words weren't centered, and I'm like, I can't see Trina's head. And me, and then Cassie's not here today. But Allie, I mean, she should talk about her transformation. You want to talk about your transformation?
I don't really want to.
Come on.
Lindsay, we gotta do a picture like that.
Oh, okay, so I started, so anybody who doesn't know my background, I am the mother of her wonderful bonus children. So Karen met Tony, 2016? And of course I wanted to hate her because she was the new woman in my children's life. She made it very difficult to do, but I still tried.
I wanted to hate you.
You can't dislike her.
No,
right?
it's, I mean, if anybody's a stepmom, you understand that's the first feeling that you get when a new woman joins your children's life. So I wanted to hate her, but I didn't. And then a friend requested her on Facebook, and then I was like, oh shit, look at this beast. And I was not overweight when she met Tony. I was actually in pretty good shape. I've never been an athlete though. I've just always been a really tiny person. But then, you know, I met Dustin in 2015. When I met him, I was recovering from an eating disorder, from depression. I had obviously been through a divorce and all that, so I was in a very black hole, and I was 107 pounds. So I was very tiny, but I was not healthy. I looked ill. And then I got happy and gained 40 pounds. So, Dustin's driving through Steak and Shake, and he's like, just get the cheeseburger. Just get the cheeseburger. It makes you happy. So I quickly gained 40 pounds. Still looked unhealthy because now I was overweight for my height. But again, like I never like looked in the mirror back then. I didn't look in the mirror and was like, God, I'm disgusting. Like I never thought about that about myself. Watched Karen on freaking social media for probably a solid year and a half. But being the relationship that we have, she was not going in my inbox and inviting me. She never even mentioned it.
I didn't invite her.
She never even mentioned it to me. I mean, she told me what she did, but she never was like, you should join. She never annoyed me because...
But you were in her sights.
For sure.
Well, yeah, probably, but she never annoyed me. And that's probably because,
But we just weren't, like, that was my, like, scary, like, I don't know if I should invite her, I don't know, like,
Yeah.
let me know. Then, like, then we have this, like, awkwardness and.
so fast forward, and I took Lily, my youngest, to Globetrotters because she's obsessed with basketball because of this one. So we went to Globetrotters, and there was one of the basketball players, and I don't know if any of you have gone, but you can go on the court and meet the players afterwards. So I took Lily down to meet one of the players, and one of the players is one of the guys from an MTV reality show that I was obsessed with. And when I realized that, I was like, Lily, we got to meet him. Like, I wanted to meet him. Lily didn't know who he was. So I took a picture with him and cried when I got home because of the picture. And that was the first time I looked at myself and was like, that's disgusting. So the very next day, I dropped in her text messages. And at that point, we were close, but we weren't what we are today. So we probably text back and forth that Saturday afternoon for like a solid 4 hours because I asked her every question in the book because it was a lot of money. But she nicely answered all of them. She was probably pleased because I was one of the quick checker outers once I got all my answers. I didn't wait days after she sent me the share card. But that was February 2nd of this year. And I was 143 pounds. And I only know that because I had gone to the doctor in January for an annual. I don't get on the scale, so, I mean, I know I've lost about 20 pounds, but I think it's probably been a little bit more now. But I do not get on the scale. It haunted me for so long that I just don't do it. So I signed up as a discount coach right then, but didn't want anything to do with it. And a week later, literally a week later after doing Transform 20 is what I started with, I text Karen and said, okay, what do I have to do to be a coach? And quickly got into the inviting and all of that, and was pretty successful the first couple of months, but then full-time work and just kids and all that kind of have made me take a step back on the coaching thing right now. There I am.
But you look so happy on the That's a good before.
That's my transformation. But yeah, so I'm actually
a unicorn.
Yes.
I am a unicorn. I'm obsessed with unicorns. If you see me on Facebook, you know that. But yeah, so I've taken a step back from coaching for now. I will get back into it, but I need to figure out full-time work and get that situated and back to a happy place before I can start my own business. So, but I religiously am on Rooster Crew every morning, and I work out, and my nutrition's on point every day. So I will never allow myself to get back to that.
Well, and I will say that I am not a morning workout person, which is probably bizarre to a lot of you.
I was like,
But the only reason I'm a morning workout person is because of that one. Because that was like part of the ordeal. She was gonna sign up if I would promise to wake up and get up at 5 a.m. and do the workout with her every morning, because there's no way she was gonna do it unless it happened then.
I needed accountability. I needed to know she was gonna be there every morning, and I don't necessarily need that anymore, but I know that other people, like Kelly, who was on Zoom today, she logs on like 15 minutes after I start my workout. She's getting on Zoom, and she's mentioned, like, I always know that Allison's gonna be there, and so that's a reason I get up now, because people are now expecting to see me on Zoom. And then another thing that I have loved about Beachbody is, like I said, wanted to hate her, ended up not hating her. Yeah, so, and we always had a good relationship. She actually, I think, is part of the reason that Tony and I co-parent so well now, because we did not always. I mean, there was a point where Tony and I could not be in a room together, and we can now. We can sit together at softball games and all that. Tony and Dustin have a good relationship, coach sports together and all that. But since I've started Beachbody, I've got a best friend out of it. Literally wanted to hate her, and she's my best friend right now. So, and not just right now. Like,
And everybody thinks it's weird, but I feel
but yeah, I don't care. People are always like, seriously, like, you like your kid's stepmom? And I'm always like, yes. I've never had friends like my entire life. Like, I'd have that one girlfriend and that's it. And I haven't only gained Karen as a best friend. I have Trina, I have Amber, I mean, all of you, Nina, everybody. I mean, so I have this group of friends now that I've never had in my entire life. So it's awesome. And I love you all, and I'm gonna cry. So thank you for sharing.
So yeah, that's kind of it. I don't really have anything formal planned. Like, see, I had a thing, but I don't really have a thing. So that's kind of it. That's our day, and I'm just glad that you guys were all here. And even though it's mainly coaches already, I think that this is awesome. You know, it's good to hear like story, because I mean, we see it all on social media, and sure, we try to promote positivity and motivation, but there's things I learned about each one of you today that I didn't know, you know, and I just think that brings the community together, and it just keeps us.
Oh, look at our home screen.
Yeah, you might not want to see the text message.
And we're done. Thank God there was nothing that popped up on the screen. So anyway,
And we're done.
yeah, that's it. We're done. Anybody want to work out?
I have 2 to do today, so I'm gonna be.
I'm supposed to do total body badass, but I
Thank
think
you
that-
guys for coming. If you still want to get a shirt, I can help you out with that. But if anybody's willing, we do need to move the tables back.
Yeah, yes.
Anybody's willing. If you have questions or you want to talk about anything, reach out to your coach. Talk to any of us here.
Are you doing a raffle?
Oh my gosh, yes, we got a raffle.
That was my name in it.
Can I stand you over me?
I didn't know you were a smoker too. I used to be a smoker too. I was a smoker for years. I was the one that would like, work out. And then smoke right here now. Before I was sweating my ass off and freezing.
I know, I was a smoker for a good 12 years. So you're in my left hand.
Do you know Catherine Myers?
Started when I joined the Army.
She's
and now
a
I'm trying
coach.
to
She's
quit
been a coach for
because
10 years. I want it now. But what's so funny
haven't said
is
this out loud.
our kids were up
Did I
together
leave it?
10 years ago. She reached out to me to be a coach.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm gonna quit.
10 years ago. I talked to her yesterday. I'm like, have you heard of Beachbody? She's like, 10 years? I'm like, so it's been 10 years. Like, she
She used to live in Danville, right?
It's not.
Her husband.
To like wean yourself off.
I don't like it. She's not an active coach now. She does
Catherine
work.
Myers, yeah, she lives in
Yeah, they
Danville.
have all those boys.
Yes.
Yeah, but she reached out to me 10 years ago.
Never arranged multiple times. I mean, there was one time I drowned my husband.
She wasn't my people.
No, Catherine Myers.
Everybody in here?
Yeah.
I gotta go, Karen. Bye, honey. I love you.
I did, and then it didn't work. He threw him out, like, whatever. I ended up.
I don't have a raffle.
Go back in.
I walked in.
All right, here we go.
3 cigarettes, like,
Here's the count.
I know, I'm like, shit.
Not these yet. These are not part of the raffle just yet. Yeah.
See, I thought about using it just for like other trauma, like I've heard.
Alrighty,
That
here we
works,
go.
but I just
We
think like
got-
in memories, it just takes away.
I'm just gonna read.
Yes, but using it.
They all start with 258.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've used it.
So I'll
for
read the
that
last
and
three
for
numbers.
testing sites.
008.
Woohoo!
I mean,
My mind.
yeah, they do. They really do.
Andy's fun in advance. All right, 012. Uh-oh, she has one in her stomach.
You know, you get tired.
Oh, I hate those things.
My husband loves those.
She was
My back always falls off. She's so big.
What you got?
Yeah. I think someone in
She's like,
Yeah.
No,
I
010.
Nuh-uh.
What'd you win?
I'm a gift giver.
Oh, wait.
I put it on my vision board, it's hanging up in the room, so I was like, oh, I never have to. Do you have your headband on, like that, these are?
Yeah, I did, but it was
Show
sliding
the
off
model,
my
show
head.
how they look.
Yeah, they're super cute.
They don't stay on my
Yeah, it's a
head.
double.
Just in general, I have a tiny baby head.
Check it out.
There you go.
It is real cute.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
I'll wear it to school, probably.
There you go. Did I already call 015? No.
Yay!
One of these things, we got containers. It's only my face. And keep pulling. How about 014? That's yours.
I get along with my husband's ex also.
Oh, awesome.
It is awesome. And her daughter is 18 now. Yeah. We get along. It was so hot.
All right, everybody give me their ticket because I'm going to put everybody back in for one grand prize at the end.
So I
Choice over here. You will either get a box of beach bars.
Oh, pick me, pick me.
Or pick me, they're so excited. Or you can
Let's way over there.
Or digestive health. If you haven't tried it, it's the bomb.
What is that?
Add it to your plate.
Can I trade?
All right. So is everybody?
I would get that.
Yeah.
She put it in
Yes.
Oh, no, I put mine in my.
Yes, and they don't actually come. You didn't give it back to Pat.
No, am I supposed to give it back?
Go get it back to her.
Awesome prize to get.
She's drawing the grand prize. So
I'm drawing the grand prize. Did everybody who won?
What did Angie do that?
My bag.
All right, here we go. So whoever the grand prize winner is will get to choose one of these three big prizes. Because you showed up today. Came here, or you could have been sleeping or doing other things. 009.
Give it to somebody else.
Anybody?
Give it to
As that present
Give it to
plan.
somebody else.
I have so much stuff. Yeah. 012?
There you go.
That's me.
Yay! Pick a prize. Go for it. Yes, add it to your shake.
It works good, the boost. I like it.
I haven't had that.
I haven't had that.
Did you? You like it?
I know they made the collagen better like that.
Right? Too, right?
Make it tough. Like, I feel
Well,
like
I opened the collagen and it was like,
it has hardly any. Yeah, it's like I feel chipped. Yeah. It's like our
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's,
Yeah, y'all do feel like energizing, it's like half the size. It's a
Or a
big-
smaller
We're
tub.
done.
Yeah.
So you don't feel
oh, keep working hard, girl.
I'm hungry. My banana's gone. I'm hungry, my banana's gone.
Her phone isn't still going, is it?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whose is that?
I think it's Karen's.